Hello there, Carrie Rhodes here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and my craft studio here in Eagle, Idaho. It is Tuesday. That means it is time for another episode of my September Stamp Set of the Month series. This month, I have been featuring the stamp set Bunny Burrow from Trinity Stamps. Every Tuesday, bringing you new card ideas with this stamp set, and also making slimline cards because I fell in love with the Trinity Stamps Slimline die collection. So today I am featuring the Rainbow Builder Slimline die set. It's amazing, and I'm going to show you how to use up all your pieces and then make something cute with my leftovers to go with my card. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment below, because everyone who comments will be entered to win one of the things that I make in today's video. Speaking of that, I need to announce the winner of last week's card giveaway. So everyone's name was put into a drawing and I randomly selected this person whose name will appear across the screen right now. I will be in touch with you to get your address and get your card out in the mail at the end of September. Okay, so we're gonna jump right in with some kind of different coloring for this stamp set that I'm kind of excited about with my COPIC markers. So here we go. Okay, I have already stamped out all the images I am using for today's projects. At the beginning of this series, I stamped all the images out like 6 times, so I would have enough for this entire month. So I'm coloring in the raccoon, and you can see in blue. I have 3 different shades of blue. I started with my lightest and I kind of just coated the image. It's like, do you watch those baking shows and they're like gonna frost a cake and they call it dirty ice, the cake? It's like putting down this layer that you're gonna build upon, and then everything that goes on top of it is like smooth and beautiful and perfection. Only I cannot do that with frosting. Like, my creative talents do not translate to frosting, but I feel like that's what I'm doing with my COPIC marker. So there's the markers that I use to color him in, and I'm going for a rainbow kind of pastel look for today's card. So I thought it would be super fun to color these critters in non-traditional colors. So I have a pink bunny. I am using RV13 and RV21, and started with my lightest, brought in my darkest, added those shadowy places, and then blended it back out with my RV13. And he is so cute. I think so. I love these critters in the different colors, the non-traditional colors. I'm also adding white highlights to them. They're light colors. I like adding the white highlights in spots I already left light, so they might be hard to see to the naked eye or on the screen, but you can see them when you're holding the card a little bit better. Okay, so here's the fox. He's super cute. I used Y02 as my lightest color, and then I added in an E13 as kind of a color to glaze in with my YR17, and it worked out really great. I'm also using a cool gray on all 3 of these critters for like the white areas, and then of course some pink cheeks for them all as well, and the white highlights with my gel pen. Oh, it's YR16 for my orange there, not YR17. Sorry about that. And then I also have my hedgehog. Cannot leave out the hedgehog. He is in every project this month. He's super cute, and I'm using some violet markers this time. So V01 and V12. So sometimes I'm only using 2 colors, and it works out really good. If you color over the same area with the same marker, you're gonna get a darker area. So you really can use 1 marker almost as 2, if that makes sense. I also used the colors to do his belly, and then used some warm gray markers for like his face and arms and legs. Turned out really cute. All right, for the Bunny Burrow itself, I am coloring the door yellow because I needed something in this card to have yellow on it, or the images. And then for the burrow itself, going with green. I know I've colored it green every time. You could totally color this other colors. You remember last week I I collaborated with my friend Cassie Trask. She recently did a card with this set that was like fall looking, and she had like a sunset kind of background and then colored the burrow blue. It's not crazy. It's amazing. So go check it out on her channel. It might be on the Trinity Stamps channel, actually, because guess what? Cassie is a new design team member for Trinity Stamps, so I'm super excited for her. All right, so I'm coloring the stones and the chimney and the window with my warm grays, and then I'll finish out the little bugs and the flowers, and of course I have to have the worm because I think he's adorable. And now we're going to work on the background. So this is the Rainbow Builder Slimline die set from Trinity Stamps that makes my heart go pitter-pat. When you cut this out, you're going to get 7 bows of the rainbow. So I cut it with pink, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, all in kind of pastel colors. You also get these cloud dies. There's 2 that cut like corner pieces, and then 1 that cuts like a strip. I can't even tell you how much I love it. It makes me so happy. All right, here I have another scene builder. I forgot the name of it. I'm going to put it on the screen. I used it last week, but I did not use the tree, and I really loved these trees, so I wanted to include it on today's card. So I have a strip for my grass and then 1 tree. Now, when I'm putting this background together, I wanted there to be a little bit of blue peeking from behind the clouds. It's really good in theory. I used my die cuts to make sure it would show, and it only shows a teeny tiny bit on this card. Could have done better on that, but there's so much going on this card that it's really okay. I tell myself it's okay. So now I'm going to glue my rainbow pieces to my card base. Or really not my card base, my card front. This is going to be glued onto a card base. So this piece right here measures 8 3/4 by 3 3/4. I am pretty sure. And you can see here how big that rainbow is. It will go end to end on your slimline card. And I love how it gets skinny at one end. So different from the other rainbow die sets that I have. And I really can't have too many. I love them so much. I love rainbow things. I always have. Maybe it's because I was an 80s kid. I don't know. I love it. I love it. All right, so I have my rainbow going from pink to purple, so I only used 6 colors of the rainbow, which is something you should take note of for later in this video. I'm putting the 2 corner cloud pieces on first, so 1 in each corner. You can also flip them and put them in the bottom corners, and then I'll put this cloud strip across the bottom, so you can see like this right here. You could add a sentiment and that would be your card, but of course I am making a Bunny Burrow scene, so I have my burrow on there just kind of for placement, and then I went ahead and added my grassy strip, so now the clouds are peeking up from behind the scene. You can see there I used a little purple tape to adhere my window back into my burrow because the die cuts it out, because there's window options with this Bunny Burrow die set. And then I'm gluing the 2 pieces of the tree together. By the way, I die cut that trunk from some Naughty Pine, is that the name of it? Paper from Lawn Fawn, and then I accented the edges with a COPIC marker, a warm gray marker. I'm going to add some foam squares to the back of most of my critters, I believe except the worm, and then the flowers will also get glued down, and then everything else I kind of wanted to put the critters in rainbow order, and that worked out mostly, except like maybe the burrow should have been in between like the fox and the raccoon, but this is just how the scene worked out. So I have my little hedgehog there at the end, and he is going to hold a little clover, and then there's the pink ladybug. Isn't that cute? And then I'll add my bunny and my fox, all with foam squares, and that is the scene for this card. And then I'm going to add some Wink of Stella to each of the rainbows, and then that will give it a little bit of shimmer and shine. And I actually went in after this dried and added a second layer of the Wink of Stella just because I gotta have that intense shimmer. Okay, so we'll glue this down so it has a little bit of a white border, and then I'm going to add a sentiment. So my slimline cards are 9 inches by 8 inches scored at 4. And that's what fits into the slimline envelopes that I own, which are from the Dollar Tree. They're business-sized envelopes. So I stamped "It's Your Birthday" with some clear embossing ink and emboss that with white powder, and I'm die cutting that out with a banner die that's from Honeybee Stamps, because those are the ones that I have. And I'm going to cut off the other end that I don't need and attach this to the front, and then we'll work on the inside of the card. So last week I brought in some fun stamp sets that go really well with the Bunny Burrow set, which is the Mouse House stamp set and the Frappy Camper PERKing Spot stamp set. So I'm going to create a little scene on the inside that's going to go with like the theme of this card. So here's my Frappy Camper. I can't even stand how cute that is with those colors. I have this like little side dream that someday I would buy a camper like this and I would fix it up and I would sell smoothies out of it, because you may not know this about me, but I make smoothies like on the daily. I had a mocha frappuccino smoothie today. That's one of my favorites. I like to use like coconut almond milk and protein powders and all good wholesome things. And so this is my little maybe future, what would we call it? It's a Frappy Camper. It's what it is. Yeah. And then I'm going to add the words "perk up" there at the bottom. And then at the top, I'm going to stamp "Happy Birthday." So it's going to say, "It's your birthday. Happy birthday. Perk up." And then there is a little spot you can tuck in a gift card. I'll show you that in just a second. I'm using Seabreeze ink from Altenew. It's like my favorite ink for colored ink when I'm using my clear stamps. So you can kind of tuck this into the grass and it's going to hold there okay until they, open up the card. It's no permanent situation. And that finishes off the slimline card. The colors of the critters just make me smile. You can see I added the stone walkway, I added a muffin and a frappuccino in the hands of 2 of the critters there, just to kind of go with what's happening on the inside of the card. So if I got this for my birthday, I would be so happy. But this could be a birthday card that's maybe from a group of friends, or like if somebody in your office or something like that. All right, now it's time to make the cute thing that goes with my card. But you see, when you die cut this, you're going to have like so many leftover pieces. So this is what I like to do. I've already done the rainbow in order from pink to purple on my card. So the biggest pink piece is gone. So what I like to do is start my rainbow with the next color. So my largest piece is orange, and then I'm going to continue on in rainbow order. So it's going to go orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, pink. So I'm still going to have all the colors of the rainbow. They're still going to be in rainbow order. It's just not starting with that red or pink color first. Does that make sense? And you'll see me gluing them together, but also checking before I add the glue to make sure I picked up the right piece and it's the right size before I glue it down. And the paper that I'm gluing this on is like 5.5 by 8.5. So I can save this, and then later I will have a piece that I can use to make a card. I can cut it out, and I'm going to do this for all of the rainbow pieces. So when I finish with this piece, then the next one that I do is going to start with yellow, and then so on and so forth. And I also thought it'd be super fun to bring this in and splatter it with my sparkle silk, which I also did on my card before I added the rainbow. This one, I wanted it right on top of the rainbow because, rainbows come after the rain. So I like the sparkle on there, the shimmer. Okay, so here's my yellow one. We're going super fast this time. And you can see I go yellow, green, blue, purple, pink, orange. I did the same thing after this with my green first, my blue first, and then my purple. Now, if you have glue that seeps out when you're gluing these down, use your adhesive eraser. And then I splattered all of them. I'm showing this purple one also because this is the one I end up using for my cute thing. So it starts with purple and then ends with the blue. So I have all 6 colors on there. But then you see over to the side, I have the tiniest pieces left over because remember, this die cuts 7 pieces. So what I did is I added the smallest rainbow piece so that if it started with yellow, it ends with yellow. If it starts with blue, it ends with blue. And it worked out so good. I loved it. Okay, and now I'm going to cut my rainbow out. So I have this excess white paper that I can die cut the long cloudy piece. So here I am cutting this out because I'm going to make like a tag or a 3D embellishment. It's like really up to you what you would want this thing that I'm going to make to be. So I'm cutting my cloud strip into pieces because I'm going to have a piece at the bottom and then eventually a piece at the top. So I'll glue that into place, and then once it's dry enough, I can just snip off the pieces that hang over because that's how I wanted it. But you could have it hang off the edge too. All right, so let's add some sentiments. I'm stamping Shout Hooray in Wisteria ink here at the bottom, and you can see I have another hedgehog and a little flower for him to hold that I will glue on there because he is so darn cute, isn't he? You could add any, but like this rainbow started and ended with purple, so I wanted my purple critter on there. And maybe like on my pink one, I'll add the bunny because it'll start with pink, end with pink. Orange, I would put the fox, you know, so on and so forth. All right, so it says, if you're, and then the next piece says, and you know it. So you know I'm going to put happy there in the middle. This is the stamp set I bought from Trinity Stamps to go with my Bunny Burrow stamp set this month. There is a die set. I just got it today. I had already made these projects, so I got to play with how I can use it to cut out the word happy. I think it's one of those things you'd have to die cut it and then stamp on it, or it might just coordinate and not cut out the actual word. You know what I mean? Like you'd have a solid die cut happy instead of stamping it. I'll let you guys know. So I glued all those pieces on, so now it says, if you're happy and you know it, shout hooray. I told you guys before, I was a preschool teacher, and so anything that reminds me of those things. I almost bought a Raffy Christmas music CD at the thrift store today. Speaking of the thrift store, I found these page protectors at the thrift store. My kids have been loving to go thrifting, and I have a ton of my stuff at my house that I've been donating. So every time I go to donate, my kids are shopping there. So yeah, I bought some page protectors so I could show you how it works. I'm also putting some tips up on the screen for using your fuse tool because some of you have commented and said that you have a fuse tool and you have not played with it very much. So I wanted to give you some of my tips. Number 1, you got to use this ruler. You've got to press down so the plastic touches the plastic. If it's gaping, you know what I mean? And you are the one pushing the plastic down with the fuse tool, the edge of the plastic is going to touch like the mechanism that holds that little rotary piece in, and you're going to like melt a hole in the plastic. So use the tool to press the plastic together. And then also check your seals before you're cutting because you want to make sure that it has sealed. If not, try fusing it from the back side as well. And another good way to get a strong fuse is to press firmly on that ruler and on that tool as you're going. And then did you see I used a piece of cardboard under there today? That was super helpful because it has a little bit of give versus just using my glass mat. And I found that very helpful for pressing hard. So I've been learning a few things and I might do a fuse tool video. Let me know if you think I should do that. Guess what I found in my closet, y'all? Eyelets. It was probably 1990 something that I played with these before. That might be a slight exaggeration, but I like to exaggerate for dramatic effect. So I'm using an eyelet. You know, all the other videos I was trying to figure out how can I put a hole in this so my little shaker bits don't escape. It's called an eyelet. Yeah. So then I strung some twine through there that was green just to pull out another one of those rainbow colors. And look at those sequins. Aren't they amazing? Raindrop sequins, y'all, from Trinity Stamps. They have the most amazing embellishments. I love them so much. So I have raindrops inside my shaker. So this could be a tag that goes with your card. Put it on a gift bag. You could tie it right onto a gift. You could put it in your planner. You could put it on your purse. Yeah, I like that idea a lot on your bag, on your kid's backpack. Okay, that is it for me today. I had so much fun playing with the rainbow. You might be able to tell I really love all things rainbow, and I hope you do too. And don't you think this is an amazing rainbow dice set for Slimlines? I do. Okay, I will be back again next week with one more episode for you guys. If you have anything you want to see, leave me a comment and let me know, and you'll be entered to win one of the projects from today. Thank you so much for watching, and happy stamping. Bye.